per second. So this was another example. So now I'm trying to summarize the whole lecture to you. Like we have initially discussed about the background, we have discussed about the uses, we have discussed about midstream, upstream, and the downstream. Then we talk about various zones, like highest risk zone is basically a zone 0 where we have a flammable substances. And then we talk about the certification requirement and how these certification is important to us and what they tells like about the environment and the uses of that instrument in that area. Similarly, in later stage we talk about the sensing principle. So basically sensing involves the interaction of electromagnetic signal with the media, and we have to measure some sort of useful parameter, which could be a magnitude, which could be a phase, or which could be a resonant frequency. So resonant frequency seems to be more sensitive as compared to the magnitude and the phase when we have a non-resonator kind of probe. Similarly, we talk about two sensors where we replace like a where we have have a water cut sensor where we have used the T resonator concept, and this is the industrial prototype which is basically currently being deployed. Similarly, we talk about the technology enhancement where we have increased the sensitivity of the probe by inserting a kind of iris over the tip of that sensor, and this is our calibration rig setup where we have used and we have validated our experiment. So thank you very much. So we have discussed almost all the aspects which we have decided in the initial stage, and thank you very much. So this is thank you from my group. So our Professor Atif Sameem is very young and vibrant faculty here, and he explicitly tells us to advertise for the opportunities. If somebody is interested in these like MS and PhD openings, that they can visit us and they can make a query at us. If you have a further query, you can email to me and to my colleague Akram, and there are some resources that you can visit. Like there is one my personal website, and this is the Sensotech website, which is basically a company which is associated with our work. So we have a company also here. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Thank you for giving your time. So this is from my end. I'm open for the questions if you have.
Okay, thank you, Zubair, for such a nice session. And I have just many questions from the participants. Okay. First question is by Sohan Mohanty. What should be the minimum sensitivity of the sensors for gas leakage?
I don't have any kind of particular sensitivity answer for it. So we need to be like very the situation is very different. Like gas sensing, yes, we can say, but how we can say like this is the limit? So there is no limit actually. Once you find a leakage, then you need to like, although there are like you can measure like what is the best sensitive sensor available in the industry that you can look for in the literature. Then you can look for like how we can improve the sensitivity and what are the parameters which are basically critical in that. So I don't know what exactly the numbers are right away. So sorry, I will see and I will let you know if I will get the details.
Yeah, what is the future of microwave and RF circuits?
Where in this industry?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, I have seen few examples like this is the T sensor based water cut sensor, which is like T resonator in this industry for a long. Like people are aware of T kind of resonator, and but suddenly like in last 2 years, people have designed a water cut sensor out of it. So it depends on the pupil intellectual capability that he can look like what other configuration could be useful here, and that can be used as a water cut sensor, because the sensing principle is same. Like we need to interact the field with the media, and during that interaction the change in the resonance frequency and how we can maximize this interaction, this is what we need to do. if you want to say do some sort of contribution in this domain. So yes, there are so many options. Maybe you can come up with a new kind of resonator structure, which could be a conformal and which could be a very accessible and which could be easily get feed, and impedance matching is not a problem. Then you can go ahead. There is no like limit here. So you can come up with your solutions and you can discuss to us if you have any questions. We are very like very open to the idea. So you can discuss us, you can work with us. So it's your choice if you have any idea.
So next question: which type of antennas we are using for the measurement here?
Actually, the thing is like. Okay, so I didn't put a much stress over the probes. So probes is basically a transducer, which could be an antenna, which could be a resonator. The thing is how long and how far you want interaction to be happen. So suppose if you have an antenna, so job of the antenna is to radiate. And if you have a resonator, the resonator is basically having a electric field and then associated electromagnetic field very in the vicinity. So that's the choice, your choice, like how you can deal with this problem. So you can decide like whether you want to do an antenna or you want to do with a resonator. So it depends. And there are few solutions like the probe solution, where the probe is basically an antenna with the resonant iris. So that basically an antenna. So we need to be very careful because the standout distance was basically a 10 mm and we have maximum like kind of sensitivity as compared to the previous case. So the probe is basically a circular waveguide, open circular waveguide. When we have like load that waveguide with the resonant iris, it becomes a resonant antenna, and that is very sensitive, and the field is very very sensitive into that region, and the interaction happens, and that interaction is like the maximum interaction reflects the maximum reflection or the sensitivity in the measurement. So it depends.
Okay, so next question is, at what frequency we are able to convert deposited carbon into thin film?
Positive carbon?
At what frequency we are able to convert deposited carbon into thin film? Is such things are possible?
I think this question is not related to me. I think so. Maybe I would ask some material scientist or a specialist who can answer this question. Anyway, no point in asking so many questions. Yes, but I'm not in situation to answer this question. Sorry about it.
Okay, no problem, sir. Two probes. It is a Rahul Singha. That two probe, each probe connected with antenna. If it is true, when oil water mixed flow through pipe, how antenna radiate in oil and water mixture medium?
Okay. So let me explain again. Like when we are using probes, we were basically dealing with a gas scenario, gas and black powder. So there was no water in it. When we discuss about the water cut, so in water cut, what we did, we have like let me show you the actual picture so that you can understand. Okay. So you can see like here the electronics is basically over a very over an acrylic pipe. So we are flowing a liquid inside a pipe, and our electronics is basically over the pipe. So there is no physical contact between these strips and the oil. You got my point? So these copper strip is basically fixed over the acrylic pipe, which is transparent. So you can see here also. So there is no direct contact. This is basically attached to the outer surface of the pipe, and the fluid is basically moving inside the pipe. So there is a transparent acrylic pipe in between the electronics.
Okay, sir. Next question is, sir, why high frequency does not create any problem in such conditions?
Which condition I'm not getting. Anyway, I can tell you like in what constant high frequency and low frequency we talked about, because we want, like in water cut sensor, what we want the fields to be follow a longer path, because we want a top conductor and there is a ground conductor. So we designed that probe at low frequency. The wavelength is high. So at least one of the wavelength and two of the wavelength can be easily, sorry, one wavelength, at least one wavelength can easily, fields can propagate in this scenario. So it depends. And at lower frequencies, we have less attenuation, larger larger wavelength. So these are useful. At high frequency, yes, the size of this, like the T resonator, becomes very small, and it won't be possible to make a kind of orientation insensitive kind of sensor out of it, because we have some circumference associated with the pipe as well. So that's my view on it.
Okay, sir. So next question is, in which part monomode cables are used to modulate other light parameters?
Mono mode. I don't have any answer to this. So
next question is, in case of methane magnetite composite, how do you model effective permittivity of the complex media? Because
okay,
one
that's
is
a very
other is sand clay type material.
Okay. So this is a very nice question, and we have provided this complete modeling in this paper. If you are seeing, so you can visit this paper and you can find there are various kind of mixing models. There is one Maxwell mixing model. So you know, like magnetite permittivity is this much, and the air permittivity is this much. So people used to do a volumetric, like if you mix this ratio and how is about the total volume, and then how the effective permittivity of the overall volume gets changed while mixing these two kind of substances. So there are various models. So you have to use one model. So there is one very important Maxwell model, which is volumetric concentration based model. So you can find the detail in the first paper, which is already published. Although the detail can be found in this, these are not published yet. So but you can find the related details in this paper.
So next question is by Lakpat Singh. Is your iris design is throughout whole length or just in surface?
Yeah. It's a really nice question. So iris was like, you can see this cross section. This is iris only at the tip. So we have to have a little thickness in order to design. So just to provide a suitable kind of mechanical stability to this structure. So we have a little thickness here, but the whole structure is basically filled with the Teflon. So iris is this much thick. So it's not complete iris, it's just that iris at the tip of the like a probe. Hello?
So next question is, there is change in resonant frequency and magnitude, both of S11. What is the reason of change in magnitude of S11?
So we have done one study here. So here you can see that the rate of change of magnitude with respect to the concentration, you can calculate the rate of change by calculating these slopes. Similarly, the rate of change of the phase of S11 and S21, you can find here with the changing concentration of the magnetite, and similarly the rate of change of the resonance frequency. So this model we have used in CST, and we have placed our probes, and we have this configuration, and while the properties of the flowing media is basically changed according to the mixing model.
Okay, so next question is, when you consider the electromagnetic compatibility scenario, which tests are critical to be performed, such as conducted emissions, radiated emissions, etc. in this area?
Okay, this is a very tricky question, but EMC, EMI are not basically considered in this scenario. But yeah, although there are cases, but they have to be dealt by the certification agencies. Like suppose they test all kind of possibilities with your instrument. So I think right now there is no separate standard for compatibility of this instrument, but they have like various strategy to qualify your instrument to be used in this industry. So they have some sort of mechanism. You can visit like this link to get a detailed overview of what are the parameters very critical for them and what are the things they are really interested in. So here is the link. Let me click so that you can visit and you can see how these certifications are being provided. So you can see my screen now.
Yes, yes, we can. Yeah,
Okay,
we can
okay.
see.
So the properties or the things which is important to us is like medium, hazardous. So these are the situations. So there are so many situations, and somehow I could not found directly the EMC and EMI problem. So actually, we in the instruments which is to be used in this industry, they didn't have any kind of battery or some sort of scenario. So they might have a test case for this, but I'm not currently aware of any kind of EMI separate EMI or EMC standard for this kind of devices. So I will see the details and I will let you know, because this is a very interesting question for me as well.
Okay, sir, two last questions are there. One is by Nivedita Mukherjee. That is, what's well role in water and cut sensor?
The role of water cut sensor. Okay.
Yeah.
So the role was
The role of
like
RF in water cut sensor.
RF. Okay, okay, RF. Let me come to the water cut sensor scenario. So suppose right now, suppose this is one stream only, but in actual scenario there are various streams which is going to various wells. So say suppose, and at this point all the streams, all the inputs from all the stream getting accumulated and being transmitted to this, like the station at the top. So the thing is, if one of the stream is basically providing us the water and other stream is providing us the oil, although they all mix together, and overall the ratio of water and oil is basically increased. So we need to find out a mechanism by individual streams. If suppose we have an individual stream, so let me explain by pointer here. So suppose you have a stream here, another pipeline here. So this will suck all the water from here, and this will increase the water content here. So while seeing too much water on the top surface, you can say, no, this well is now empty, so now we can move to the another location. So that's not the case. We have the water as well. Suppose you have another branch, which is also going to a situation where you have a lot of water. So all these are accumulated and you have a final strategy and final separator at the top surface, which is basically this separator. Suppose if you have a water cut sensor, which can be easily connected to an individual pipeline or the section of the pipeline, then you can measure remotely like how much water is coming and how much oil is coming from this branch. So suppose one of the branches delivering too much of water, you can block this directly and you can take use of other branches. So this is just the concept, just to block once you find like too much water is coming from the well. Okay, this is what the strategy and this is what the concept.
And one last question, what are the precautions should be taking there? Means what safety precautions should be taken?
The first safety precaution is like the people are aware of zone 1, zone 0. So so we need to be very careful if we are working on zone 1. So we need not to use like so many things. There are do and don'ts clearly written on the sides. So the main classification is zone 1, zone 2, and zone 0. And depending on the situation where you are working, like in which area, like there are various streams here. I've talked about streams. So here, these are the various streams like upstream. So here you can follow a particular guidelines very easily because a scenario where all employees work. Similarly, in this scenario, in transportation and all, we have continuous monitoring of the storage and fuel, and we have strict guidelines. Nobody can visit these places easily. There is a problem only in the distribution unit, although we have proper precautions at the refinery. Even at the petrol pump, you have seen you cannot like smoke and all. So there are certain distance you need to follow. So those are the restrictions, and those are basically based on the zone classification. So it depends on places to places. So for refinery, the do and don'ts would be different. Even in the within the refinery, you have various locations. So you need to go for the individual location and do and don'ts of that place or that area. So it depends. It depends on place to place and area to area. So there is no generalized. So you need to follow the standards. You can go Google it. What are the standards for like control room? What are the standards for like upstream? What is the standard for midstream? So you can follow. There are plenty of resources available. There is no problem in it.
Okay, thank you, Zubair, for such a nice session. And you have very well described the sensors used in oil industry, coal industry, given the insights of so many applications of sensors, their technical background, shielding effect, and many new areas to the researchers to work in. Okay, thank you, Zubair, for such a nice session.
Thank you, Sanjeev, for inviting me, and thanks
Yeah,
all of
today
you. For,
approximately 300 participants were there who just continuously watched the complete video. From the whole of the country, we have registered approximately 1100 participants we have registered.
yeah, that's nice, really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. You spare the such time for this. Okay, thank you, the participants. We'll meet tomorrow again with a new lecture on this series.